The Bible tells us in 1 Samuel 16-7, that man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. This is why people often misunderstand those who are sent by God. They underestimate them, they mock them, they doubt them. But what they fail to understand is that the power behind that person does not come from themselves. It comes from God when God backs a man. Every obstacle becomes temporary. Think about Moses. Moses was not confident. He did not believe he was the right person to speak before Pharaoh. In fact, Moses told God he was slow of speech and tongue. But when God backs a man, personal limitations do not matter, because God told Moses something powerful in Exodus 3:12. God said, "I will be with you." The Egyptian army could not stop him. Even the Red Sea could not stop him, because when God backs a man, even the laws of nature will move to make way for his assignment. The same truth appears in the life of David. David was a shepherd boy. He was the youngest in his family. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint the next king, David's own father did not even consider him important enough to bring before the prophet, but God had already chosen him. And when God backs a man, rejection becomes preparation. David faced lions, David faced bears, David faced isolation in the fields. But those hidden battles were shaping him for a greater purpose. Then one day he stood before Goliath. Goliath was a giant warrior. The soldiers of Israel were terrified of him, but David said something that revealed the secret of his courage. In 1 Samuel 17:45, David declared, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." When God backs a man, giants fall, not because the man is strong, but because the God behind him is unstoppable. You see this again with Joseph. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison for years. It looked like his life was a failure. But when God backs a man, delays are not denials, they are preparation. Genesis 39:2 says something powerful. The Lord was with Joseph. That one sentence explains everything. Joseph prospered in slavery, Joseph prospered in prison, and eventually Joseph ruled in Egypt. When God backs a man, even the darkest seasons cannot cancel God's plan. People may try to bury you, but if God sent you, the burial becomes planting. And what is planted eventually rises again. There is also something else about a man sent by God. He will face resistance. The enemy does not fight people who are going nowhere. He fights those who carry divine assignments. Jesus himself experienced this. From the moment he began his ministry, opposition followed him everywhere. Religious leaders challenged him. Crowds misunderstood him. Even his own disciples sometimes doubted him. Yet nothing could stop his mission, because Jesus said in John 5:19, "The Son can do nothing by himself. He only does what he sees his Father doing." That is the mindset of someone sent by God. They are not trying to impress people. They are not chasing applause. They are simply obeying the voice of God, and obedience carries power. When God backs a man, doors open that no human could open. Provision appears in impossible places. Strength rises in moments of weakness. Favor shows up in unexpected ways. Psalm 127:1 reminds us, "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain." This means human effort alone cannot produce divine results. But when God is the one backing you, even small actions produce extraordinary outcomes. One prayer can change a life. One message can transform a heart. One step of obedience can shift a destiny, because God multiplies what he authorizes. There's another truth people often overlook. A man sent by God will often walk a lonely road. Not everyone will understand his calling. Not everyone will support his mission. Sometimes even those closest to him may doubt what God is doing. But loneliness does not mean abandonment. It often means separation for purpose. God separates before he elevates. He separated Abraham from his homeland. He separated Moses in the wilderness. He separated Elijah by the brook. He separated John the Baptist in the desert. And he separated Jesus in the wilderness for 40 days. Isolation is often the classroom where God prepares his servants. In those quiet places, character is built. faith is strengthened, purpose becomes clear. Because before God sends someone publicly, He develops them privately, and when the time comes, God reveals what He has been preparing all along. Isaiah 54:17 promises, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Notice what it says. It does not say weapons will never form. It says they will not prosper. This means attacks may come, but they will fail, because heaven itself is backing the mission. And when heaven backs a man, failure cannot have the final word. If God has sent you, your story is not finished. God does not rush His purposes. He builds them slowly, intentionally. The same God who raised David from a shepherd field to a throne is still working today. The same God who lifted Joseph from prison to palace is still working today. The same God who empowered the disciples to change the world is still working today. And if God is backing you, nothing in this world can stop what He has already ordained. The world may not understand it, but heaven recognizes it. So if you are walking in obedience, do not lose heart. If you are following God's voice, do not give up. If you are standing for truth, do not compromise. Because when God backs a man, his life becomes evidence that God is still moving in the earth, and no power in darkness can defeat a mission that heaven has approved. Stand firm, stay faithful, trust God's timing, because the moment is coming when the world will see what God has been building in secret. And when that day arrives, it will be clear to everyone, this man was sent by God.